didn't warm up for the show in the bathroom.
Hi, we're Palatka from Gainesville, Florida. And I'd just like to say that it's really fucking refreshing to be at a show where a band passes out lyric sheets and explains their songs like Star Pupils did. It's been a really, really fucking long time since we've been at a show where a band's done that. And I'd just like to say I thought that was fucking awesome.
And they were really pleasant aesthetically too. And 12 Hour Turn plays next. We just we flip-flop every night just so nobody ends up being the headliner. And anyway, yeah.
We had some lyric sheets and maybe some more back there. Okay, we come from Gainesville, Florida. This summer, while we were waiting to go on this big trip, a bunch of people started a critical mass bike ride. And it got really strong, really quick. Like, there were all kinds of non-punks and families and punk rockers and everything. And I'd say there were up to like 180 people at one point. And by the third month, it was a once-a-month bike ride. It was kick-ass. 3 blocks of traffic being blocked. Road rage, the cops didn't know what to do, there were no tickets or anything. And finally the 4th month, they met us at our meeting point at the University of Florida and said that we were going to have a police escort. And their police escort was 30 bike cops, 2 helicopters, a dozen motorcycles, and at least a dozen cars. And since then we've gotten 3 tickets. The membership, not the membership, but the ridership has decreased drastically. And on one hand, it's really scary to know just how much control there is once you decide to step out just a little bit, once you decide to assert your safety. Because, I mean, you could totally say the automobiles are a classist institution as well. I mean, in Gainesville, it's a college town, so that's not the case, but it could be argued in other critical mass situations. But, this Eyes and Ears of the Shield this way. Today we went to the mall, the Winnipeg Mall, and
the Winnipeg Mall.
Our friend Molly. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm, gaining some kind of punk cred off talking about somebody else's problem, but she didn't want to talk about it.
All like
somehow she ended up talking to some guy, some dude, in the parking lot in front of the mall or whatever, and she ended up, revealing she was from the States. And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, where?" And she says, "Florida." And the guy ended up asking her something to the extent of, "Is there a lot of KKK activity down there?" And I guess she's kind of taken aback. And he brings out his wallet, And he's like, oh, do you see much of these? And I don't have one. Mine says Doom. But his had a rebel flag on it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, what kind of people have those in Florida? And you know, we know what kind of people have those in Florida. And in a lot of southern states, South Carolina and Georgia, the Confederate flag is still displayed on the state capitol flags. And we had no idea. I guess we had some idea because in Germany they use that too because the swastika is outlawed. It's neat to know that, you know, just like we have the same like metalhead high school upbringing as Sean from Star People did, that there's also southern style rednecks here in Winnipeg.
Just coming from Florida, which has the highest number of hate groups in North America concentrated in one place, I think it's really fucking important to be able to combat and attempt to roll back the massive right-wing conservative backlash that's been going on for the past 30 years. And I think, I don't know, ranging from little incidents like today on to as large as you want to express it in terms of fuck everything.
This song is about family, and it's especially pertinent today because I called home yesterday, and my grandmother just had a heart attack, and she's having a triple bypass surgery, but she's okay. And I was explaining to the people that were on the phone, and I was like, I'm not that upset. It seems we're granted these people that we're born into, this set of people, and they're our family, and they're who we belong to, even if they happen to be people who have treated your parents like shit their whole life, and Southern, more traditional racist leanings, and don't care to teach you any different. And maybe I'm not mature enough to understand it yet, but it's scary how we're supposed to be akin to these people and how we're expected to change things for the better if we keep on adhering to the family line. And
I forget what the song's called. As your blood thickens, it sickens is one of the lines. Maybe that's it. Off air, so that jump I did in that song I didn't mess up. That was a salute to seeing red. Okay, another yeah. Right time, time moves distance. Okay, 12-hour turns up next. This song goes along with what Star People was saying about the guy from the pawn shop riding around in a Mercedes. It's tried and true punk rock tradition that people know that when there's money to be made by family business, it will be made by a chain store. Just like the IMF says it's okay for westernized nations to go into South America and take their cotton, tea, chocolate, coffee. It's just an extension, like the Universal's in your backyard. Same about shoplifting.
Love is lovely, war is kind of ugly. When I say make love, I mean no war. Stick around, don't be no clown.